Radiant team ban. Fnatic's turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Welcome back, everybody, here to WePlay League Season 3. Fnatic vs. First Departure is our second and last game of the day. Fnatic already took one game off First Departure. First Departure, out of now, this is their third best of one. They are still winless, hoping for something that will bring them back dead. Play fine at this game, we're going to find out. I'm W1. I am one of your casters for today. The other one, Kip. Welcome back, man.
Good to be back, Toby.
It's nice to have you here. Long time daughter, first time. That doesn't work. Looking forward to getting this game underway. We've got the spirit back again now from Fnatic.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I hope that Miracle just makes himself something relatively comfortable in this game. It seemed like he had a little bit of a hard time on the Legion Commander last game. Not that it's not one of his heroes, but he had a very heavy burden to carry in the previous game, kind of being the only person that could initiate anything, and especially being the only person that could deal with the Ember Spirit at all.
Is he going to do it again? Is it the Sven plus Disruptor first two combo?
Tide Hunter.
It's a team fight, though.
It is. You can actually get away with running the Enigma in First Departure. I doubt Mushi is going to let it get through the draft.
Yeah, that would be a little bit surprising. And so Fnatic, the Nature's Prophet has been left up. If they're interested in grabbing that, can sometimes be a little bit annoying to play against Disruptor. If you're Prophet, you're trying to turn up to a big team fight, and then all of a sudden you get glimpsed back to where you were. But as we've been talking about, and we talked about in the previous series, it can be a very strong hero overall, though Fnatic not going to mix things up at all, and they're just going to go for the Batrider once again. So I'm pretty confident with this hero.
I like this from Fnatic. It's just really good control. The combination with both the Batrider and the Earth Spirit is more than enough to keep the Tiger from blowing that Ravage. Or at least should be, as long as you got a nice damage dealing core coming out from either mid one or from Mushi. Also, as I think about it more, the Enigma pickup may not be as viable for First Departure. Primarily because you're running a Disruptor. While the Strike may do some great damage in the lane, you're not really getting an instant good counter against the Batrider, and that's where Mushi's ban makes a lot more sense with the Oracle, because it's just a great way of saving anyone that's initiated on Batrider, or even the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I'd really like to see, as well, we talked about it in the previous game, I think I'd really like to see First Departure just go for a full defensive tri-lane this game. They kind of got bullied a little bit by the Earth Spirit and the Batrider in the previous game, and I think if they go for something a little bit too greedy, then that'll probably end up happening again. And Disruptor is definitely a hero that can die easily to ES and Bat, so hopefully they'll be able to lock down their safe lane nicely this game.
Ability is there. It just depends how much Fnatic want to commit. Like, I'm all for a defensive tri-lane as long as you got someone who's fulfills a role similar to someone like an SK. Can be there for the ganks, the initiations, but you still are able to farm up your jungle. I think Crystal Maiden was one of the big ones I know EG turned to recently. Gave that exact thing. Like, it worked better because you're up against an Antris most of the time, but it still fulfilled the same role, which I think First Departure require. The AA ban? Are they planning a big healer?
I mean, they could still speed this lineup up by a lot if they wanted to and make it much more deathfall-y. There's still stuff like Chen in the pool. What's Potentially, maybe they're looking at
Fnatic's
something
turn
like
to pick.
a Morphling this game, though again it suffers in the exact same way that the Weaver does against the Earth Spirit. The silence is just so powerful against him, but I do think Morph copes with it a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know exactly what to make of this AA ban.
Yeah, it's throwing me down the
Radiant
lines
team
of they want to run something like a Death Prophet, and they try and make sure that she can get a heal off, but be the big combo that you're really searching for,
Fnatic's
that
turn to
you're
pick.
fearful of with an AA. If you're running something like a Dazzle Support, then it would make sense.
Okay, so they've got all the team fight in the world now. The big question is just what is that last actual damage dealing hero going to be? Spectre's been quite popular recently, but I think Fnatic are actually reasonably well equipped
10
to
seconds remaining.
fight up against a spec. Yeah, but whatever it is, it's gonna have to bring
5 seconds
damage.
remaining.
I mean, they've got tons of control, but not really a whole lot of killing power. And Fnatic are just gonna take the
Radiant
Spectre
team
themselves.
ban.
I was thinking with all the good things that like First Departure, because Spectre would still work. I just didn't think they'd have enough space.
Yeah.
Because the support heroes don't create space.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
Like counter initiators, and that's pretty much what they're best at. And when Fnatic initiate on you with this lineup, like they've got everything that will allow them to get out or push even harder in. Like Paralyzing Cask and the Earth
10
Spirit,
seconds
just
remaining.
got those two heroes on your team. Like I always class the
Radiant
Witch Doctor as a
team
hero
pick.
with two ultimates. One's the Paralyzing Cask, and the other is the Death Ward. He is so powerful at controlling up team fights with. The thing with First Departure I'm most scared of right now. Oh god, it is actually Morphling. You were right.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Okay, I should be scared of a couple of other things. But it's the fact that Rubik and the Destructor are dead. Spectre is able to pick up Radiance as well as Manta. Like they're dead at the start of every single fight. I feel like First Departure is playing against the clock, and Miracle's gonna have to carry so hard on that Morph.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough as well for Speed, just because the Haunt is gonna be
10
auto-canceling
seconds
Blink Daggers as well. Blink hasn't been as popular on
5
Tide
seconds remaining.
in the current patch as it has been in the past, so maybe it won't be as much of an
Reserve time.
obstacle for him, but it can definitely be an annoyance for the puck. So I also like that aspect of having the Spectre here. How do Fnatic wrap this up? I guess the other synergy to mention is that Haunt is going to provide great vision for Batrider to be able to jump in and get a lasso and get a pick off to start some of these fights. So I think that's a little bit scary. Your FD, I don't know if there's any other way that they can jam some more vision into the lineup here. I guess they are actually looking for another core, probably mid.
Mid core that hasn't been taken out, the mid one feels comfortable on. You know what I'd actually like to see? It's a little bit more left field, but it's the Templar Assassin. Because I feel like they can easily do Roshan, and First Departure can't contest this early. Not a bad hero up against the puck. It's not as strong against Morphling, but that's what you got a Spectre for.
Yeah, and minus armor makes Morphling into a little bit of a punching bag anyway. It almost makes Morphing strength irrelevant because you're just dropping armor the entire time, and so you die kind of as quickly anyway. So that's I think the TA could be decent from that perspective. I guess the other option is to do something like putting the Batrider mid if they wanted to look at something else for the off lane, but I'm not sure if that's necessary. I wonder if they give any thought to picking up something like an ET. I mean, First Departure, they have the solo carry in the Morphling, so you just
10
pick a hard
seconds
Morphling
remaining.
counter and then feel pretty happy about how the game
5
is going to go,
seconds
just
remaining.
because you don't really have to worry about them too much heading into the late game, because you know you've got the answer. But never mind, we're going to see some Pugna.
Oh, it does tick a box in a way I didn't actually try and tick it. They were missing tower push, and teamfight control of their own. Like, yeah, you got an Ember Spirit and a Spirit, and a Batrider. They're fantastic, and Chaos of Spectres is great. You start, like, if you throw down that Death Ward in the middle of the fight, to Crepify as well, so a lot of injected damage that can come. if it just stops morphing from it.
Yeah, and you have to remember that the Pugna can play medic for the Spectre as well. So Spec can get a little bit of HP, get 1.5 items going, and then just run into the middle of the enemy team, and Pugna just gives Spectre health the entire time so that you can keep Dispersion running on everybody. So I think that's also a really nice little synergy that Fnatic have going for themselves here.
Quick TP.
And double TPs to start this game. Look at this.
They are not wasting any time. You get the one ward out to try and make sure, because obviously you got to protect the Pugna. Well, then again, Ned's not actually going for that ward. Going for the aggressive cliff ward on top. Yep.
Yeah, looks like.
Aggressive cliff ward down to block up as well as get information on the bottom lane. Definitely, like, this in itself doesn't almost say like they're trying to protect mid one. Basically says we want to make sure we win our top lane and the bottom lane as best as we possibly can. Understand when the rotations happen, and that will have to be the way to protect their mid.
Yeah, they've got to... They're just going to know if anyone leaves. If the supports try and make any kind of a move over towards mid lane and give mid one a hard time, then they're definitely going to know about it.
Oh, are we going to have ourselves a 5v5? If Fnatic find out what's going on, so they don't actually know. The first ping comes out now from mid one saying, can we go down to the bottom lane? First departure have kind of got this perfect little, like, arc way to attack the rune, but they're up against a paralyzing cask.
Look at
This
it
is
go.
not the ability that you really, and Fnatic, they're not even going to fight into it. They've already secured themselves the bottom rune for Ohio. Not bad.
Pugna doesn't need the too badly either, so I think he'll do all right. Oh, did they see it? I think they may have spotted Lubby planting that ward up on the cliff spot, and they're also going to see that FD have kind of dodged and are bringing an aggressive tri lane all the way up to top. So Fnatic are nicely going to be able to have everyone already here up at top, ready to go, knowing exactly what's going on.
I'm not really certain that's the lane they could have gone for. Morphling wouldn't have been that bad against a Batrider. Tide would be a lot more successful up against a hero like a Spectre. But now you actually give like a kill opportunity to Fnatic on the bottom lane. There's a no magic stick Tide Hunter. That's gonna be the first thing that Cal picks up. 5 sticky napalm stacks already. Ohio is gonna get quick levels as well on this bottom lane, so I'm really concerned about just how effective Cal is going to be here, and it's a trade-off. You're gonna get some extra farm on Miracle, or you stop the Spectre from farming heavily. You're still up against a paralyzing cask as well as Earth Spirit lane. Paralyzing cask, it throws out. Hollison, really, really low. He has to consume up the Fairy Fire. 343 just survives long enough in order for the first blood to go the way of Fnatic. It will be a trade-off in a way, but for take first blood.
Now this Tide is having a miserable time at the moment. It's going to get better for him once he starts picking up some more levels. He's got tons of regen as well, so I think he'll still do all right. But yeah, like you were saying, I think the Batrider is also going to do phenomenally. They're going to get farm on Cal, but it's interesting because the Batrider is kind of the hero that's going to make pushing actually really difficult and grouping up really difficult for FD. If he manages to pick up a really fast blink and just starts picking heroes off left and right, it's going to make it really going to delay when they're able to actually group up and do things.
Yeah, so I don't fully understand this movement, and you're also running 2 support heroes for first departure. Lubby and Polison really require levels to be effective. Like they're going around for this smoke kind of gank, but it's a level 2 Rubik. Until he gets level 3, he doesn't really do anywhere near enough damage with Feybolt to really be a formidable threat. And Disruptor is still just a Thunderstrike. There's no glimpse, there's no kinetic field, no level 2 glimpse, or critical thing. He needs the extra range on that to do anything. So you burn a smoke and you fail on your rotation. Mushi's a little bit exposed, but it's a level 3 Spectre with a PMS, support from a Witch. Who didn't go Malediction, went heal, so Mushi's gonna have no troubles in this one.
Yeah, it's got his poor man shield as well, so pretty good. Net, a little bit caught out, so is the cast. He's alright.
So I just don't see how this wave can get a kill unless unless Fnatic don't have paralyzing cask. I see, like if they can burn paralyzing cask earlier on, and I can see first departure finding kills. Till that point,
Ohio has not let this tide get anywhere close to the side shot to pick up a magic stick.
It really is.
Fight on top.
Required. Yeah. Paralyzing cast. There's your heal. Spectre. They really want to kill off Blubby. The waveform from Miracle is going to get a trade-off. Blubby is just so low. Runs into the trees. Consumes the fairy fire. Now they're going to find him, and there won't be enough damage. And what? Okay. So the 150 pop up, and I'm like, wait, they didn't kill him. They TP back out. Mid one lost the courier. Mid lane.
Good. The top lane's going well for Fnatic. We're getting trades. Mushi's not really getting shut down. Farmers are actually all on Fnatic's side right now. Only by a little bit, but still not what you want to be seeing if you're FD up against this Spectre lineup.
At least Hollison's now able to get to his level 3. He's leeching the experience. Net. Paralyzing cast, Lobby. He actually came in range for that one. The kinetic field will come. 3-4-3's on the edge of it, but now he just goes for the kick. Miracle's got waveform available, so again, he's able to get a collateral kill. That's 3 in total. Every single one of the first departure kills.
Dire's top tower is
This continuous trading where, yeah, it looks actually quite good for Miracle. Net worth is still above that of that Rider and the Pugner as well as the Spectre. 3 cores of Fnatic. There's still that ticking time bomb on bottom lane. Tide hits level 6, that's fantastic. This is when I want to see the Rubik TP to bottom lane and become part of the fight against Ohio. It's the pick-off, combined with the Disruptor if possible. They have to start getting like some kind of balance shift in the other lanes.
Yeah, and Ohio feels so safe as well because he just keeps seeing the supports make their way up top. And he knows that FD are just really insistent on trying to put pressure on the Spectre.
Mid lane TP. Gonna miss. Back. I think Ohio's gonna get there in time. Won't. Bounty anyway. They're really keep pressure up on top, and wow, the
tower is under attack.
he actually gets caught out.
Yeah, I got blasted with a Decrepify on, and then as the life vein started, the kick flew in. Red Spirit was just hanging around. And that in some trouble.
Magic wand charges. Not enough to keep him alive. Miracle committed him pretty deep, but like Mushi doesn't have any kind of like threatening burst damage stops this. They don't want to rotate anybody in. Like mid one's too busy taking out the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. No fortification left, so mid one just needs one more blast available. And this puck, oh, he's gonna phase shift dodge at least another blast, but they go in again. He has to salve up right now. This one's about to take the tower. And he knows it, like, there's no way you could deny against a level 4 Nether Blast. Play Mushi. Pick him up, throw him down. Not the greatest combination as he threw him outside of the kinetic field. Didn't even have to throw out his paralyzing cast when he arrived in the lane.
We've got to be a little bit careful. Mushi's got a haunt up ready to go as well. It's not all that much damage at the moment, obviously, but oh, actually they're bringing the puck up the top lane. They really want this kill on Mushi right now.
That timing may be a little bit off. Lobby's cut himself through. Net. That paralyzing cast now throws it out. So they already find the kill. The cast won't do enough distraction, and there's not enough mana left over on Net. He's got 8 wand charges, which will keep him alive for now. Miracle. Waveform in 3, 2, 1. Net tries to jump up to the 3 lines. The orb will connect, and then the waveform with the attack to go in very deep for this. I still don't think the Fnatic really cared too much. Like, you lost your Spectre. Batrider now has Blink Dagger. Minutes in, a level 8 Batrider, and the Pugner is also quickly moving in towards this Mecha Fist. So it's going to force down buildings, force down towers, so any of this early advantage which has been claimed just be drained back out of first departure.
Looks like Tide might be dying here. Be the unveiling of the Ohio Blink Dagger potentially.
Firefly in.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, they should have enough damage for it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's the issue is you're looking at is the fact he's got Ravage. Fnatic do not want to fight into this. The Paralyzing Cast fight a little bit more space, and now the Spectral Horn. They reveal him off. Mushi, he will reality in, almost killing a Disruptor with just 2 hits. They want to glimpse him back out again, which will be successful. Bottom lane, it's already been won. In fact, you actually end up helping Fnatic here. Now Mushi is straight back up to top lane, farming up against Miracle. After you lose 3 heroes, and you lose your bottom tier 1 tower.
Oh, and it's so much gold flowing into the pockets of the Spectre as well with these early towers going down. So Mushi's just getting all of those little items that he needs to, so that they have to bring
Miracle,
3 or 4 heroes to kill him.
He's gonna start strength morphing. Ohayo's gonna be here with the Flame Break that can push it back. Remember, you've got the Deathblade attack. It's only level 1, however, so it's not really as impressive. Miracle did eventually, like, start the morph.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Really surprising that Mushi puts 4 points up in the Spectral Dagger. Having something like Dispersion against an aggressive tri-lane, or even Desolate, which is they're in a butter for Spectres.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people kind of leave it at 2 or 3 points, but it does give him a lot of kill potential against the supports. If he pops Haunt and he ever sees, say the Rubik, for example, off by himself, or just a little bit separated from the team, then the Dagger just makes it extremely easy to chase him down. I think it's primarily just because it was a kind of a tri-lane versus tri-lane, and he just wanted a spell that was going to be able to contribute as much as possible to that try-v-try situation.
Keep my eyes closed on this mid again. Having Earth Spirit who's just about hit level 6, he needs to be in range of that catapult when it goes down, and he'll have Magnetize. Yes. It's going to get so much harder for first departure. With no Ravage down, for like 35 seconds on the cooldown. The 30-second window Fnatic can have, try and kill off whoever the hell wants. Flame's going to be the target, Holliston. On the run, and Mushi. Okay, he's gonna reality in for this one. Does he go for anyone else? No. Potentially he could have reality'd in, but he decided to TP himself back home. And now Ohio. Smoke will break. Flame break forward. They need that lasso. They need that control. The silence however from Puck stopped it from happening. But it wasn't required at the end of the day. Not even Magnetized being expended.
And not only did the Haunt pick up that kill on Clausen, but Mushi also gives his team the information that they need to turn that smoke around from heading towards top lane and they kill mid, so... Well, looks like Miracle has some very heavy lifting to do this game on his Morphling. He's got pretty decent farm so far, kind of keeping pace with the Fnatic cores right now, but... It looks tough. I'm also interested to see what kind of item build he's going to end up going for here, if it's just going to be the very, Lincoln Sphere split push oriented, or if he considers maybe picking up something like a relatively early Manta. I think the Manta's really good against the Earth Spirit, and also not too bad against the Batrider. You can pop it when he jumps in and potentially prevent the lasso going off.
Good smoke rotation coming in. The Netherward from mid one's going to make this fight very difficult for first departure, but they got the Ravage and they want to go for the fight. The problem is it's also nighttime, they don't see properly. The kick goes on the puck. Pulse is going to be dragged back out to the side. Now Ravage from Cali's got to let it go, which will cancel off the Death Ward of Net. They use Glimpse as well, committing double abilities to that Witch Doctor, so then the Magnetize turns on. The Stone Remnant's been kicked around. Miracle's in the middle of this fight, but he's not really doing that much, but the Flame Break is sticking him down a little bit too quickly. They want to bowl down a little bit further. Miracle's still got more strength more, so he'll survive this one. The only casualty of war so far is that Disruptor, so soon there'll be more following. It's Cal who's on the run, Mushi, and everyone's just so damn low. And no one from Fnatic is dead. The Rubik is over on the side underneath his own tier 2 tower in the mid lane, so he can't come and join this. If Fnatic again take a fight without having a casualty, yes, that will remain to be the case. and the T1 tower will
Radiant's
drop.
top tower has fallen.
I was so worried for Lubby for a second there. He's farming mid and like 10%. And Mushi actually had Haunt available, but it looks like they didn't have a TP scroll or anything to get out, so... Also, Lubby ferried a salve just to farm one creep wave. I think he still profited overall, but it was a little bit strange. And he's now also got a Quelling Blade. But this game is not going well at all for F.
Even the point of building it, like buying a Quelling Blade, like apart from dewarding, to be the
Instant
only thing
dewards.
that really comes to mind. But
Yeah, I don't think choke point jungling is a thing on Rubik, so let's go with dewarding.
yeah, dewarding, Iron Talon, never a bad pickup. The reason why OG like lost major, obviously because they refused to buy Talon.
I think Moon changed his Twitter picture to Iron Talon.
Yeah,
earlier today.
He had some banter with Capitalist after Moon tweeted out saying, I've now stopped eating on my offlane. And Cap was like, oh, so now you're buying Iron Talon, and at that point, like, he tweeted out the picture of the Iron Talon and changed it. Yep. Hold up, man. Wait, really? Is that from mid one? You crept
No, I
a
didn't
melee
catch it.
creep. Third melee creep. And now Miracle, Blink, last dude, Deathward, Miracle trying to strength more, but that damage, it comes in so quickly with the Magnetized turn as well. The Paralysis cast, he just can't walk away. They glimpse back as many heroes as they possibly can. That was again Mushi being sent back out this fight. The puck will be kicked into oblivion by 3-4-3. So again, Mushi comes to join the fight, cause the chaos, soak up the abilities, and go straight back to farming, while the rest of Fnatic finish off the fight.
And Mushi was really hoping that his Haunt illusion was going to last long enough that he could reality in after getting glimpsed, but so he gets sent packing once again.
Going again, that Ravage, there's no mana, with a stick charge, it's a paralyzing cast, it keeps stopping Cal, he's got to stop getting smacked in the face by a coconut, and now, maybe he's tanky, but he ain't that tanky. Even if he blew the Ravage, there was no follow-up. Miracle comes in way too late. Basically getting zapped to death by the Netherward. I say to death, he expends so little mana, he has to use his more. Oh man, this game, it just feels like, again, first departure. Find themselves in this position so many times. It's like, Miracle, please carry us. Miracle, please save us. It's a situation of their own creation.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go for the aggressive trial line, I think you have to win it way harder than they did. You know, it's either they were just thinking, okay, well, there's absolutely no way that we can win this game if we let the free farm, but Fnatic had really good tri-lane versus tri-lane supports, especially in the Witch Doctor. You know, we hyped up Paralyzing Cask, but I don't think we can overstate how important Net has been to how hard they've won the early game and the kind of position that they find themselves in now. And FD are just desperate to find something as a team. 4-man smoke going out at the moment.
Oh, they're gonna find 3-4-3. The question is, can they kill him in that time? Cal's gonna jump, and they're ball away. Can they keep the vision up? Nope, they can't clip it back. And Net was in the neighborhood, and now they can just team up. The Death want to kill off the puck. They get again the perfect, like 3-4-3 is the master of yin and yang. He's got the push and pull down pat.
First departure, just they wanted to kill, they lose the puck. Yep. Very little vision. It's interesting, they've got the top side of the map completely covered right now, but Fnatic just keep moving down into the Radiant jungle. It makes it so hard when you lose those tier 1 towers early on, because you don't know exactly where to ward. Even if you go and pressure Fnatic's jungle, they can just be in your jungle. And yeah, all the tier 1s still standing is a testament to how hard Fnatic have won this early game.
Will stop Fnatic from taking those early towers though.
Yeah.
Because there's no counter push. We get to talk about it in a moment, but now it looks like first departure want to try and fight. Nice Blink Dream Fall over on 2. Follow-up Ravage gonna catch out 2. And with a kick, it's coming in with the boulder and the Magnetize! First departure! Oh my! Oh my! That is a cavity
Has fallen.
which has just been torn out of the first departure body. They didn't even stand a chance then. That was the best initiation you could have asked for coming out of the puck, but there was just nothing else to be done after it.
Yeah, and now the Spectre lineup is hitting high ground at 18 minutes into the game. I just do not care.
Radiant's bottom tower
It's the
has fallen.
Pugner.
Yeah,
It's
it
what we were
is.
talking about before the fight was about to come out. It's the fact that you can't stop Fnatic from pushing. Because the Pugner is just such great damage directly into the towers. Mushi, pick him up, throw him out. They threw him outside the field and outside the storm. And, well, get the hell out of there, Fnatic. Already taken the towers and everything else there. Right, just retreat. How do you stop this attack? I guess watching a Jakiro liquid fire your tower. And you're like, well, I can't stop this push. Like, what do? Like, you're a Rubik or a Disruptor. Disruptor can't do jack. Rubik and Fade Bolts drag the creep wave back out, but it's still direct damage into the building. There's no deep push beyond that. The puck can't do anything. Morphling is in no position to do anything, and then you build a Lincoln's onto Miracle, so he's even more defensive. Still insanely susceptible to the Earth Spirit, who just walked all over first departure underneath that tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I think the only thing that they have going for them now is potentially the puck finding a good initiation, but there's absolutely no reason for Fnatic to ever really be grouped up anyway, so this is looking extremely difficult. Also, mid one has another Arcane Rune, so Aggron Siege is going to be ridiculously quick.
Falling out. 3-4-3, gonna get glimpsed back over. Okay, he's actually quite tanky. With the Veil of Discord on him, he triggers it over on the puck as well as over on that Disruptor. He can't ball away again. It's one Spirit, which is lining himself up to go for the kick-on, and now they actually deathward. Spectral Horn enters the puck, and phase shifts away from Net's attack, but he cannot escape the entire thing. And Polison, he can't control enough. The kinetic field doesn't do anything. Mushi just, he walks over any kind of terrain to keep his attack going into lobby. The kick will come in, it connects on the Tidehunter. He'll actually have to blow both the mech as well as the Ravage, but the silent timing, it was there. He'll break free, and currently mid one just like is draining him of every kind of hope they have to win this game. Another 3 heroes lost the first departure. Their only hope is in this Morphling, who is still 500 gold away from finishing his Lincoln, but he doesn't do anything when he gets it. It's not an action item. It's not an item which is going to turn this fight at all.
I mean, it's not really going to let him do anything. Might be able to grab a little bit more farm, but he is the only person who is more farmed than on his team than the supports on the enemy team. That definitely does not bode well, and Fnatic are just going to go and grab pretty much whatever items they want. Ohio's almost got a BKB, a gem now on the Earth Spirit. Mushi's got 3k gold, so if he wants Radiance, you could definitely go for it here. Looks like Fnatic have this one pretty firmly in the bag.
I don't know the exact timing, like the good timing for a Spectre to have something like actually having the Radiance. With 21 minutes in, you got Phase Drum's Wand, Aquila. Mushi put so much money into the early item that he's actually delayed the Radiance, or at least the Relic part. But he's also 6 kills, 1 death, and 11 assists. So the assists are piss easy when these fights happen the way they do. It's like saying, well done Zeus, like, you got an assist in every single kill, like, you pressed R, bro.
Bit of a golf clap. What are they gonna try for here? I don't know if you've got enough here, Rubik and Puck. Yeah,
no.
They're just gonna steal the dagger, get the hell out. I don't wanna risk anything.
How do you kill a 1300 HP Spectre? The Rubik can steal Spectral Dagger. Congratulations, you got 200 damage. It's the only extra increase. You can do just over 550-ish damage against Spectre based on the Rubik, and that's not the real damage as well. And the Puck can throw Orb and Rift. No Dagon, there's no extra control, there's no Yule Scepter allowed to use their abilities twice over. They can't do that. And now you've actually got the full Radiance, Mushi, 23 minutes in. And that explains what the extra money was that I was missing on him. He must have had the recipe on the courier.
Yeah, well, I guess they can now replicate through, so they can get a radiance of their own potentially. But
Sorry, I'm just loving this huge spectral dagger line that gets created by by a replicate, out.
oh yeah.
Cool. Black track. Gotta find the oil spill.
Alright, mid one, just running up mid. Not a care in the
what?
world.
Did he get himself trapped in the tree line? Yeah. He didn't find his path to freedom. The observer, which is already down from Fnatic, they saw it happen, and oh my! How do you say his name? Is it IU?
Not sure, honestly.
I'm not sure either. Someone help us out with that one.
Is under attack.
What else from first part I understand, but that one not so sure about. Mid one making the most out fresh ag and himself already, and Cal did he dip? Oh, that's a mistake from Net.
Yeah.
That's actually a big mistake from Net. It actually gives Lovey some damage to defend this high ground push. It's not gonna be enough, but it's definitely. Those who don't know, if you ever had troubles with a Witch Doctor, and you keep giving away Death Ward, toggle Restoration. It doesn't stop the channeling of your ultimate. If the Rubik is on the field, he'll steal your Restoration and not your Death Ward.
Yeah, and you can turn it on and turn it off instantly if you happen to need to save mana for Paralyzing Cask or something afterwards.
Yep.
So yeah, there's almost no excuse to give it away.
Okay. Trying to play here at Ohio. He's got a BKB. So now even Cal's ultimate getting off is not going to be guaranteed. You've still got 343 itching for a fight, and you got a Radiant Spectre. Got Horn off called out, and now he'll use it. You just had Fnatic initiated on. They're retreating out Ohio. Triggered his BKB. Okay, maybe they won't. Real value was used there by first departure. They've still got their mech, they've still got their Ravage. They've got that stolen Death Ward. I think they burnt with so much mana and life over on Paulson.
They don't have the 2-2 top anymore. Mushi just cool and kept on farming.
Here they come again. Blink, lasso, drag it back to Clark directly into the Death Ward. They find it another kill. Net continues to channel it, but there is the Radiant Sentry Ward down. They actually de-ward the Obs in the middle of the fight. It won't save their life. The Disruptor will go down thanks to the Witch Doctor. It was the basic attack, but Ohio's burn was doing most of the work, and mid one is draining the hopes out of first departure. They go for another kick on the Miracle, burning himself out. The nice Ravage from Cal, but you see just how little work it does. This game is over. Fnatic have taken it. They will take both of these best of ones up against first departure, and there is nothing that he can do about it.
Fnatic looking good. I don't know what else to say. You know, the solo players did really well in their solo lanes. Even with the stand-in, the tri-lane coordination seemed pretty good. Map movement was really good. So
overall, Fnatic playing solid Dota, and that's also with a stand-in. Obviously, he played Earth Spirit in 2 games, so it kind of felt a little weird too that first departure wanted to let all of that through. You're up